The Los Angeles Times reported on a poll it conducted on illegal immigration. But be careful. All may not be as it appears in La La Land, especially if you trust the LA Times to accurately and straightforwardly report the results of its own poll. Los Angeles mayoral candidate Walter Moore took a good hard look at the poll and the article and shared what he discovered in a post at immigrationwatchdog.com. He starts with the article's headline, "1 in 3 would deny illegal immigrants social services." Makes it sound like 2/3 of those polled are in favor of spending taxpayer dollars on services for illegal aliens, doesn't it? Wrong. As you can see from the newspaper's own numbers, well over half of respondents would deny all services except emergency medical care. Moore explains the careful and deceptive wording required to get to the 1 in 3 headline. That's the number of people who chose none of the above when asked which services they would let illegal aliens receive. In other words, it's a textbook case of propaganda. It's deception in plain sight, if you will. Make it look like you're being open and honest by taking a poll and reporting the results, then twist the words to convey the message you want to convey. I was so impacted by this idea that I still remember an example I learned all the way back in my high school mass media class. At the height of the Cold War, there was an athletic competition between an American team and a Russian team. The Americans won. Pravda reported that the Russians took second place and the Americans came in next to last. It seems that the LA Times is about as interested in Pravda, the truth, as communist Russia was. The victim, Christopher Fote, 23, of Woodstock, Illinois. The accused, Antonio Escorza, a suspected illegal alien. The charges: failure to reduce speed, aggravated driving under the influence, and fleeing the scene of a fatal crash. The story: Fote and several friends were on their way home, walking along the edge of a street to avoid snow-piled sidewalks and because they'd had a few beers themselves. Escorza, who had been drinking at a local restaurant, was driving his pickup fitted with a snowplow when he struck Fote and his friend, Jeff Combs, who sustained minor injuries. Escorza fled, and Fote was taken to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead a short time later. Police later located the truck in a driveway just a few blocks away. Escorza was found inside the home and placed under arrest. ICE has placed a hold on his bond, which generally indicates that a defendant is in the country illegally. Of course, if our government had been doing its job, getting and keeping illegal aliens out of our country, Escorza wouldn't have been here to steal the promise and future of a 23-year-old American citizen named Christopher Fote, making this crime 100% preventable. The victims: a 21-year-old woman and her 13-year-old sister. The accused: Moro Yos Chiguil, 32, an illegal alien from Guatemala. The charges: attempted second-degree murder, felony second-degree assault, and 2 weapons offenses. The story: Chiguil attacked his 21-year-old girlfriend, who is also the mother of his 6-month-old twin sons, in Kearney, Nebraska. After stabbing the victim with a steak knife, wounding her head, shoulder, chest, and stomach, Chiguil turned on her 13-year-old sister, also injuring her when she tried to intervene. Authorities say that Chiguil is in the country illegally, has been reported to ICE, and faces possible deportation. Of course, if our government had been doing its job, getting and keeping illegal aliens out of our country, Chiguil wouldn't have been here to savagely attack his girlfriend and the mother of his children on American soil, making this crime 100% preventable. At least they caught these 2, but it does beg the question: how many illegal aliens with previous criminal history in our country managed to make it back across the border? Last Monday, Tucson Border Patrol arrested Tomas Reyes Lopez near Sassabee as he attempted to enter the country illegally. Again. Deported 9 months ago, Lopez served time for felony negligent homicide, failure to yield, and driving without a license in Georgia. The same day, the Border Patrol caught Francisco Ortiz Falcon entering illegally near Amado. Again, Falcone was previously convicted of a peeping Tom felony and writing bad checks, also in Georgia. And here's the punchline. Both currently face deportation proceedings for illegal entry, so they get to go home, unpunished, and try again. They would, however, be subject to prison if they're caught entering the U.S. yet again. But their being caught is a big if, isn't it? And that's why we call it the deportation joke. Thanks for clicking in to this week's episode of the Blogs for Borders video blog burst. And remember, if more illegal immigration news is what you crave, Monday is the debut of our new extended version over at technopatriots.com. Be sure to check it out.